Welcome to another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, coming to you 6 days a week as we interview whitetail experts and hear their traditions and personal stories of the hunt. Learn more about the latest gear, discover proven tips, and the latest strategies so you can make your next hunt a success. Now, here's your host, Bruce Hutchin.
Welcome to another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous. This, of course, is your host, Bruce Hutchin. I'm heading to down south in the Midwest or someplace out east in the mountains, and with Kaylee Jackson. Now, Kaylee and I got to know each other probably 400 or 500 episodes ago, and she's always been a friend. She's always been a supporter, and all around just a great gal, and I'm proud of what she's accomplished and what she's doing, and she's involved with the National Wild Turkey Federation, Women in the Outdoors, or WIDO program, and she's got something to do with Prois, and Prois is outdoor apparel line founded by Kirsty Pike right here in Gunnison, Colorado, and they just came out with a new line called Cumbre line, and we'll be talking about that, and then finally a little bit of Tack Driver TV, which is on the Pursuit channel. So this girl is really busy, and we're gonna say hi and see where this thing goes. So Kaylee, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me back. It's been a few episodes ago that we started this.
Dang right, lady.
Then. I was doing radio then, and you've kept it up. So I'm proud of you.
Well, as we said in the warm-up, if anybody out there thinks, oh, I need to get in the podcast, yes, you do. But saddle up, because it ain't easy. And if anybody tells you it's easy, it just, consistently. Now, anybody can do a podcast once a month. But I got 400, and I think I'm up to 445 episodes now. So figure that out. And it's the afternoon, so we're just kind of hanging out. What state are you in? Not your state of mind, but what state are you in?
Well, yeah, don't ask me what state of mind I'm in. I'm in Arkansas. I'm in the north part of Arkansas. I'm 30 minutes from the Missouri state line, kind of in the Ozarks. We moved here from Pennsylvania by the way of Mississippi. So I'm a southern girl all the way around. I don't do the north, and I can't stand the cold weather, so I got to be down in the south.
Well, and that works for me. And Kaylee is one heck of a huntress and a shot, and she's done a lot of stuff. And we're going to talk about women in the outdoors with National Wild Turkey Federation, as Kaylee's quite involved with that. So I just want to start off the show with that. Then we'll move forward. So Kaylee, tell us about that.
The National Wildlife Turkey Federation has a subsidiary of it for women and women only, and it's called Women in the Outdoors. And what we do is we're into conservation, but we're into taking single mothers or single fathers out and teaching them how to hunt, teaching their kids how to hunt. We also do a lot for the community as far as teaching them about, conservation of our turkeys especially, but other animals as well too. We also, take women hiking. We take women on, boating. We just do a lot of things with women. So when we started this, we didn't have but a couple of people that were interested in it in the state, and now we've gotten a lot more interest in it. And so we're going to do our first annual banquet on September the 25th of this year. And so you can go to our website, WIDO, Arkansas WIDO, or WIDO Arkansas. I don't know how I think it's Arkansas WIDO, and order your tickets, or you can call one of us and get your tickets.
And so where's this money go?
This money goes into our fund, which what we're going to do with our fund is lease land, not purchase land, but lease land for people to hunt on. We're going to make conservation boxes for, turkey eggs, turkeys to lay their eggs in. We're going to take kids out on trips. We're going to take mamas out on trips. We're going to do a lot of different things to teach women how to be in the outdoors and to pass it on to the next generation of hunters and anglers and hikers and conservationists.
We both know that the women over the last 10 years have been the fastest growing segment. And Girls with Guns, Jen O'Hara was on the show, and she's doing a lot of things with ladies, and Sisterhood of the Outdoor, Amy Ray. And there's a lot of groups out there all doing, similar things. And why do you think women really want to get out of doors?
Well, I can say because there's a lot of single parent families out there, and when you're working 2 or 3 jobs, it's you in trying to feed your family off of a small check or off a waitress tips or whatever. It gets hard, and I see a lot of this every day, or hear about it a lot every day. That it's hard to feed their families, and they're trying to go to a more organic way of feeding their kids. And the most organic meat you can eat is what you kill in the outdoors.
Now, somebody's got a lady comes up, who teaches them, who mentors these ladies so they can learn how to shoot, and then
I do the shooting. I do the archery and the shooting. And then we have Cora Gray, which is our director. She's our state director. Cora Gray is, and Cora is a heck of a shot as well. So she does a lot of the shotgun, and she does a lot of the rifling too. But I'm NRA certified long range shooting, so I can, if you want to go out west or something like that, I can teach you how to do that. Around here, we don't really have a lot of places that you need to shoot long range. It's just something that you can have and go on about your business and go out west and get an elk, get a moose, get whatever you want to get.
But who teaches them to break down the meat? I mean, the first time I looked at a buck, and my buddies go, "Well, what's next?" And I had to empty them out. I had to field dress them. Who teaches them how to do that?
Well, what we usually do is we take them out as a group, and it's either me and Cora or our husbands go with us a lot of times because there's a lot of women involved in this. So, it's always one of us that will teach them how to, gut a deer, skin a deer, cut it up, be able to transport it, be able to, cut the head off if it needs to be cut off. And because a lot of states, because of the CWD, you need to take it to a certain place. So we teach them everything about how to do it properly.
Who supplies the recipes? We get the meat and it's packaged up. Now, who teaches them how to cook?
Well, I can't tell you how to cook. I'm not the cook in the household. So I guess it would be, we have with Prois, we have a lot of great recipes that are online. You can go online to, proishunting.com and get a lot of great recipes off our website.
All right, we're going to talk about Prois in a little bit, but back to the National Wild Turkey Federation. They've been around a long time. A good friend, Brenda Valentine's been so involved with them forever. And so is this a new program, WITO? Is that a new program for the Turkey Federation?
No, it's been around a long time. Debbie Leggetti was the first one I ever knew that was actually in the WITO program. Jana Waller's in it. There's a lot of women that you would hear or know by name that's in this, and it's been around. I'm not sure exactly what year it started, but it's been around for, I guess, probably 20, 25 years.
All right, but you just recently got involved.
I did. I just got involved last year with it. We with our group, what we try to do is we try to work with the WITO and the BOW, which is another group in the state. And what we do, what I ended up doing was becoming friends with Cora, and Cora asked me would I help her. So I went down to Conway and we met, we talked, and we decided that because I had connections, she had connections, that we kind of worked together. And so she and I have made a really great partnership together, along with our state male in WTF district manager. And we've done a really great job doing what we do.
Well, it's important work. And if somebody listens to this and is in your neck of the woods, how do they get a hold of you or Cora or, just get some information so they can say, hey, I want to, one, volunteer, or I want to be part of the program?
Okay, well, first of all, you can call me anytime. My number is 870-421-8421. And if I don't answer, I will call you back as soon as I get your message because I'm either busy or I can't get to the phone. Cora's number, you can go on to my Facebook page and look under the widow banner that's gotten up there, and Cora's number's on there. I don't have it right here with me. I should have had it here, but I don't. But you can call her. She's out of Conway, and she can help you. But if you want to, help us, that's great. We take donations for this banquet. We would appreciate any donation that you could give us. To auction off to raise money or to give as a door prize. Or, if you want to join, you can join at the door. When you pay your, whatever amount, if you come as a couple, it's a family oriented deal. It's just not for women. It's a family oriented deal this time on our first banquet. So bring your family. It's $15 a person, $25 a couple. And if you pay an extra $5, then you'll get one free thing to the NWTF annual. I lost my train of thought. Oh, annual dues.
All right. And when's your next banquet coming up?
It's the 25th of August of this month.
All right.
And then we'll have another men's banquet later on next year. We just had one in May, and we'll have one next May.
Well, thanks for that. Thanks for the background. So, folks, reach out to them, get involved, and that's the biggest thing I see today. There's plenty of places to volunteer. There's plenty of places to get involved, but get off the couch and get away from social media for an evening and go to this banquet, meet some new friends, and have some fun. That's my 2 cents.
That is. And see, the women are going to do all the things. We're going to do all the auctions. I'm going to do the live auction. Cora's going to do the silent auction. And the men are going to go around and sell tickets. So it's going to be the opposite of what you have in a men's NWTF banquet.
Ladies do it better anyway. Sorry, guys.
We're not gonna insult the guys on this one.
I've been talking to a lot of people throughout the country, and hunting. There's no question we're under attack, and a lot of people are asking me all the time. They said, "Well, how do I handle a person that doesn't like that I get a dead deer in the back of my truck?" And in the series I'm starting, and we're going to have a campfire that you're sure as heck will be invited. And we're going to do that sometime this winter. But having said that, why we hunt. So, let's spend a little bit and talk about why we hunt, why Kaylee Jackson hunts.
I hunt to feed my family. I know that's a cliche, people say it all the time, but actually I do hunt to feed my family because when I tag out every year, I have enough meat to feed my family the entire winter. Come springtime, I'm planting a garden, so I have fresh vegetables then. While I'm fishing, come springtime, so I have meat or fish in my freezer year round. The second reason I hunt is because if we don't hunt, our deer overrun each other. That's where you get your diseases. That's where you get your chronic waste, your blue tongue. So you have to thin those herds out. And people will argue up and down, no, that's not true, but that is the truth.
So when did you start? Let's go back to your hunting tradition. And, you hunt to feed the family and you hunt to help manage the game. I get that. But when somebody comes up to you and says, why don't you just go to the grocery store and you don't have to kill animals, to feed your family. There's a lot of other ways to do it. What do you say?
The first thing I ask them is if they've ever been to a slaughterhouse. I grew up on a cattle we raise pigs. And if you've ever been to a cattle slaughterhouse or a pig, you see meat comes out of any grocery store or any Walmart or anything like that.
Yeah, and some people just don't connect the dots, do they?
Well, no, they don't, and let me explain why. Um, they don't understand that when those animals are killed, it's very inhumane the way they kill them. That's the first. Second thing is veal. If anybody eats veal, I'm sorry, but this is honest to God's truth. They starve those little calves, and so their meat is white. That's how you get your veal. They give them no nutrients. They give them nothing that's going to make their skin any color other than white. That's inhumane to me. I don't know about anybody else, but that is to me. And then if you eat, even if you eat a hot dog, who's those turkeys? Their necks are wrong. The beef's gonna be they're shot. Whatever you're eating out of a grocery store, it's an inhumane way of eating. I mean, of killing an animal. So I know my way is humane. I'm not going to take a bad shot. I'm not going to injure a deer. If I can help it, I'm going to take an ethical shot. So therefore, I know that I'm not doing nothing wrong.
And some people, just don't want to understand and just don't want to have a conversation. And the people that I'm trying to reach are the people that are open to have a conversation, but sometimes, it's all about the killing and sometimes our grips and grins aren't the most, eye appealing. And I'm guilty of that, and I had to change some of the things I do because I want to attract people rather than repel people.
Well, I always say I'm not out killing. I'm out hunting, and there's a difference between killing and hunting. Killing is when you go out and you do it for the fun of it. To me, hunting is when you go out, you scout, you put up trail cams, you put up your blinds or your tree stands or whatever you're in, and you actually have worked to, you know, humanely take an animal.
Agreed on that. Let's talk about your hunting tradition. I know you have a long standing hunting tradition because people need to hear that because that's the other part of the equation. We hunt, but hunting is part of us. And if you're a person, single mom, single dad, or a family, come from a family, which there are a lot more of these days that never hunted. I mean, even in my family, my dad never hunted. I was fortunate to have a neighbor out all night that he was a hunting fool, and I just jumped in his truck and hunted with his dog. It was pretty easy. So I had a mentor way back before they were called mentors. But, and I've hunted all my life, and this will be my 53rd year of hunting whitetails. Having said that, what's your hunting tradition?
My grandfather was my mentor. My grandfather hunted and fished ever since I can remember, and I can remember being in a boat at 2 years old. I honestly can fishing with my grandfather. But before I ever learned, I was 4 years old. My grandfather was out cleaning the gun one day after been hunting, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm cleaning my gun." I said, "Well, can I help?" He said, yeah, you can help." And so he let me help. And then the next time he come in, he said, "Do you think you can clean this gun?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I sure do." And I was 5 then. And he said, "Okay, well, you clean that gun." So I did. So then he began to explain to me how to take the gun apart and put it back together. And it was a little Ruger 44 rifle, nice little shooting gun. So I had learned to put that gun back together, and then he started teaching me how to shoot the gun. Well, to me, it didn't kick. I guess I was just a tough little turd back in those two, but it didn't kick. So he said, "Okay, I tell you what, this winter, if you do good in school this winter, I'm gonna take you hunting." So I worked really hard that first year of school, and so I come home and I said, I'm gonna take you hunting on Saturday. So that Saturday he took me hunting. He set me next to this old log, set me down and told me to stay there, don't move. He said, "But watch this little pathway right here, 'cause that's where the deer come." Well, I think it'd been about an hour there, and I was sitting there, and down come this little 6-point buck deer. and he got about probably 100 yards from me, and I laid the bead on him, and I pulled the trigger, and he dropped where he stood, and I was hooked, and I've been hunting ever since.
What'd that feel like when you realized that you harvested your first, your first big game animal?
I don't think I realized what I realized what I had done, but what I realized most was that when he come down there and saw that deer, because he heard the shot and he come down there and saw the deer, he looked at me and he said, "Job well done, baby girl," and that made me more prouder than me actually harvesting that animal, because I was all about making him proud. And I went over there and he said, "Now I'm gonna teach you how to gut it." So if if you ever learn to gut a deer, you got to learn not to hit the glands, right? So he said, "I'm gonna teach you how to gut the deer." So he did. Well, he didn't hit the glands or nothing. So the next time I was 7, the next year I killed another deer. This was a little doe I killed the next year. Well, I went down through there and you know I accidentally cut open the stomach. Well, I lost it on the stomach deal, and I was 7. But I learned then not to cut the stomach open. So I learned the hard way. Everybody's got to learn. If you hadn't done it, then you hadn't hunted a lot. But you learn from your mistakes, and so I've always done this, and I drug these both of these deer home, by myself. Didn't help, have help. He didn't help me. He said, "You got to do it yourself. If you're gonna hunt, you got to be a hunter." So I tied a rope to the deer horns or the neck. Well, the first one I think I tied it around the base of the horns, and I drug that deer until finally I come to a hill, and he helped me up the hill, and then I drug it the rest of the way home, and then the little doe I just put it over my back and carried it home.
And here you are, so many years later, and those memories are as fresh as anything. And you mentioned one thing that I think is missing in today's society, especially in the non-hunters. They never get that approval from the parents, like your grandfather said, "You done well, baby girl." They never hear that. They just don't hear that.
And they don't. Let me tell you, and I've always said, if you don't have respect for yourself, you're not going to respect nobody else. So in order to gain respect, you've got to have one person in your life that respects you, that gives you the approval that you need. That's where you learn what respect actually is. And being in law enforcement for 22 years as I was, I earned respect on the street where I respected the people that I mean, even the worst of the worst, I earned their respect.
And that in itself has changed dramatically, since you were, on the front line.
Oh yeah, a lot. I'm glad I got out of it when I did, because nowadays, nobody respects none of the police, none of the EMTs, none of the paramedics, none of the firemen, nobody. They don't respect the uniform.
Which is real sad.
Yes, it is. And our military, that's what gets me. They don't respect our military.
And I myself, I don't know how to change that. And that's why I hunt a lot, because then, I'm out there where I want to be and doing what I want to do. And it brings me a sense of peace. I guess that's what that does. So let's shift gears and let's talk about Prois and Kirsty Pike and the crew, and you're part of that deal. And tell me about their organization and how they sell product and how they get women involved, and share with us the whole deal about Prois.
Well, Kirsty designed Prois 10 years ago. This is our 10th year with having a line of Prois, and if you knew Prois back, we had a real tree pattern. Well, we changed our pattern. We went to something else, and I'll get into that in a minute. But she decided that because nothing would fit, her, and nothing. If you go to Walmart, it doesn't fit. It's a man's cut, even though it says it's woman's apparel. It's still cut from a man's line, and so it's not. It doesn't fit you right. But with Prois, she actually makes sure that it fit for a woman. Be a short woman, a medium-sized woman, a tall woman, a woman that wears a size 0 to a woman that wears a size 24. She has everything there to fit you. So she has done really well over the years. And, she has, um, in each state there's a coordinator, and maybe in a couple of states there may be two, like Alaska or Texas or California. There may be two coordinators in those states because they're so big. Um, but I'm the coordinator of Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, and Tennessee, and I we have Facebook pages to coordinate with the states. We promote on those websites or those Facebook pages, and then you can go to the Prois Facebook page and see everything. Then we also have our website, which we're getting into doing like um, different things now, like the food deal. We're getting into a blog session about what it takes to hunt. What do just tips and techniques of hunting. So we're doing that too. But I said we were with Real Tree. We are now with Veil Camo, and Veil Camo and Kirsty Pike had come up with this pattern called Cumbre. And what it is it's a breakup pattern, and people look at it and go, "No, this is not going to work." Well, it actually does work because I'm wearing it right now, and it actually, if you ever seen a tree is not actually the colors of some of the camo that's out there. A tree is brown, it's green, it's got a beige tint to it. So, she kind of designed it that way. But she also designed it to where, as a serious hunter, you want it to be where you're not seen. And so she broke it up into different patterns, and you're not seen. And we have 4 or 3 lines. We have our light line, which will be the southern state, where it doesn't get real hot. We also have the middle line, the middle one, which is like for my state, a little bit up, a little bit over to the east a little bit, and then we have the heavy duty, which will be for like I say the northern part of the United States and the Alaska and New England area, and then we also have the rain gear. And what Kirsty did was she took words from Gaelic and made each of our lines into a Gaelic word. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, she could, and we also have merino wool too. Um, the lightweight line is called Tintra, and it's Gaelic for hot weather. That's what it means. So she really put a lot of thought and effort into this, and I think she's really done a great job of promoting the women in the outdoors.
She sure as heck has. Are you going to talk to her tonight, or is she going to be on a call?
Yeah, this is our first call that I can remember that it's going to be all of our coordinators, our state coordinators, our pro staff, our field staff. This is I guess the 3 years I've been at Prois, this is the first time that we've ever had done this. So,
well, just tell her Bruce Doggy said hello.
Do what?
Just tell Kirsty that Bruce Doggy said hello.
Oh, I will. I will do that. I absolutely do that.
That's my nickname. That's my nickname.
Absolutely do that.
When I used to hang
She's
up
a
in
good
the
girl.
Gunnison country, they're great people, great friends of mine, and I do miss them. I don't live there no more, but I miss them. But I'm just so proud of what that lady did. She built a heck of a brand, and hats off to her. And there is a place called Cumbre's Pass. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes.
Okay.
I did. I read that in something I was looking up, and it come up that, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I read it, and I realized what it was then. And I guess that's how she come up with the name of it then.
Yeah, not too awful far from where she lives. So when you're sitting here now, and a few years have gone by since you first killed your first buck, and If you knew something 5 or 10 years ago that you know now about hunting, what would that be?
To have the best equipment that your money can buy.
All right. Talk
What I
about that a little
mean by
bit.
that, what I mean by that is like, if you can only afford a $20 or $40 scope, that's fine. They work the same as a $200 or $300 one. But if you can afford a $60 or $70 one, go ahead and get a little bit more expensive one because it's kind of a clearer pitch. Sometimes it gives you a clearer image of what you're shooting at. Always buy the best guns you can buy because if you buy secondhand, usually secondhand guns are good. You take them to a gunsmith, make sure they're okay. Um, you know, I personally try to buy brand new guns, but not everybody can do that. And I can't do that all the time. My husband, my Valentine's, Christmas, and birthday and anniversary is always a gun. So I'm gun poor around here. So you know, it's I always say get the best equipment, the best tree stand, the best blind that your money can buy. Because if you buy cheap stuff, then it ends up costing you more than what you paid for it to start with.
Yeah, it's so easy trying to get started in it. And it's not cheap, folks. We know that.
Oh no, and I have the most expensive habit of all. I duck hunt and goose hunt. So to me, that's the most expensive habit you can ever have.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But just start off with the best stuff that you can get and then work yourself up and keep on trading out, keep on, you know, uh, working it up until you get to the place where you've got solid gear and you can go any place, go on any hunt, and you got what you need. I just lost you. Where'd you go? Dang.
And
Hey, folks, we just had a little technical difficulty. There's a thunderstorm in Arkansas and Colorado. So, anyway, we're back at it. We're going to wrap up the show with Kaylee Jackson. She was talking about Prois and what makes Prois so special. So, tell us about, why that brand is the number one women's brand in the United States, in fact, North America.
well, because we engineer all our gear, especially for women, and we maintain creative control in each and every piece. And we're committed to you as the female hunter. If I'm talking to you females, we're committed to you. What we do is Kirsty and Catherine and Mia and all those out in Colorado, they work 100% of the time trying to appease and please every female hunter out there, and they will. If you never tried Prois, you have to. And I've heard people say it's too expensive. Well, I would rather buy one piece of expensive equipment and not be cold than be out there in a $40 jacket freezing my tail end off. So buy that $99 jacket or 149 or 199, whatever the price is, and make make it a Prois piece. Make it something that you will wear constantly. I mean, I wear my t-shirts or short sleeve shirts all year round. I don't wear them just during the hunting season. I wear them year round. And people ask me all the time, "What's the P stand for?" Well, it stands for Prois. So it gets around after a while. So that's what we're trying to do with the coordinators is that we're in the States. We, try to get enough women in the state to join. We ask the women to, share it with their friends. We do home parties. We're a little bit different than any other line that you can imagine.
Yeah, and Kirsty had a background in EMT, ER medicine. She was a nurse in Gunnison, Colorado, and she knows. I mentioned that because she knows what it takes to keep you warm, to keep you safe, to get you back to camp, and all her apparel is designed. It's just not made; it's designed. And you talk about the merino wool. That's the warmest wool you can wear. And I have been soaking, and still been warm. Why? Because I was in wool. And so there's a lot of factors.
The merino wool is the best of the best.
Yeah, you can't get any better. So when you think about that, ladies, the company is for you, Kirsty and Kathleen, and their little bunny in their store.
Yeah, we lost our little bunny.
Oh no! Did he go up and die?
Yeah, Bun died. He died. About a week or so ago.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I did not know
it's a little sad.
I did not know that, but they'll figure it out. But what I'm saying, and we're going to close the show with this, Kirsty had a dream 10 years ago. She didn't have a lot of money. She didn't have any experience in the apparel business. She knew what she didn't want, and she went out and created it with a lot of friends, with a lot of help from a lot of people. She didn't do it herself, but she stayed to it. She stayed to her dream, and now she's making that dream available to women throughout the United States. So hats off to Kirsty Pike. And Kaylee, it was just a pleasure being with you this evening, and can't wait to have you on the show again and to catch up.
I appreciate you, letting me be on as always. It's a pleasure talking to you and talking to the people that listen to the program. And I hope I made a little sense, and I hope you get out in the outdoors and get off the couch and do a little hunting or do a little fishing or do a little hiking or whatever you want to do. Just do it outdoors.
And do it in Prois gear.
Exactly, in Prois gear. And be sure to catch Tack Driver TV on Friday night.
There you go. We didn't talk about that. Why don't you close up with that? Say how they can find you on Tack Driver TV.
Tack Driver TV is a group of people that, we self-film ourselves, and Nick Albanese had a dream about being able to do this. So him and a few of his friends formed Tack Driver TV. And what you do is if you self-film, you can sign up. You have to pay. It's like I think $150 for a package to get in. But what you do is you'll self-film yourself. You'll send your raw footage to them, and they'll do the rest of it, and then you'll be on TV.
There you go. Well, girl.
And it's on the Pursuit channel.
Say hi to all my friends over at Prois, and I'll talk to you down the line.
All right. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate it.
Next up is Adam Bryant III, or shortly known or fondly known on the internet world as Bryant Land, or the original Bryant Land. And AB3 is a very interesting person. He's a sports director for a professional team. And he spent 6 months a year traveling with the team and directing all the sports. And the rest of the time, he's down in Georgia with his family, and he's hunting and fishing and having a great time. And he's looking to change things up. He's looking to bring Bryant Land to the masses. And with his skill sets, he's certainly going to do that. But more important than anything you're going to hear in the show, AB3 loves to have fun. He loves to laugh. And hunting to him is peace and quiet, because I'm sure you can realize if you're a sports director of a professional team, it gets chaotic, it gets hectic, and from one town to the other, and there you go. So he loves sitting in the deer stand. He loves throwing a plug out for bass, and he just loves spending time with his family and understanding that
hunting is more than just to kill, more than just to harvest. And he brings that forward center, and I'm just privileged to have him on the show and call him a friend.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.